What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from Access Tunes. So as you guys noticed, I haven't uploaded any video this year. The last video I uploaded, I think, was last year, and I was very busy after the whole Cubase 14 tutorial. I was so excited with the Cubase 14. I did my best to learn it, and then I shared some tips and tricks with Cubase 14, and I'm getting a lot of comments about it. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing as well. So this year onwards, there will be more videos. So I just finished a project, so now I think I have a little bit more time to make the video for you guys. So today I'm going to talk about why I use FL Studio. I've talked about other DAWs in my videos like MPC Beats, MPC, or Studio One. But I'm not going to talk about FL Studio, although there's a couple of videos that I created for FL Studio users who uses Cubase as well. So I just want to say that I also use FL Studio, and I consider myself a pro user as well for FL Studio, because FL Studio is really easy to learn, and it's one of the DAW that I started to like more. Okay, so the first reason that I use FL Studio is most of the artists that I work with nowadays, who are a new artist, younger artists, they prefer using FL Studio and or Ableton Live. So sometimes they will send me project, right? So sometimes I do additional production for other producers, or I just do some sound design for some producers who uses Ableton Live or FL Studio. If they're using Ableton Live, I'll ask them to render an audio and then send it to me, the project files, the WAV files. But if they're using FL Studios, I'll just ask them to send me the project file instead. So that way I can quickly produce my stuff with the FL Studio and send it back to them, right? So I noticed that learning FL Studio was easier compared to learning Ableton Live. Ableton Live is a bit tricky. The way they work is, I don't know, for some reason I couldn't get it to work. I mean, it's not that hard, but it's just that for my workflow, it doesn't work well yet. Maybe one day I'll be able to learn it and, work together with it. So that is one of the reasons that I use FL Studio to work with younger artists, and it helps with my workflow, helps with my productivity. Actually, it helps both me and the other person who uses FL Studio as well. So the second reason I use FL Studio is sometimes when I want to manipulate samples, for instance, 808, right? 808 slides, it's easier to do that in FL Studio compared to any other DAW I've used, right? Let me be honest with you. Using FL Studio with the slide thingy, the slide node is much easier and intuitive, and I can make it work the way I want. The best part is I can add FL Studio as a VST in my Cubase project, right? I don't have to necessarily open FL Studio separately to work with whatever I want to do with the 808 slides, right? So that is very important for me. For any DAW out there that I can open within Cubase, I'm going to be using that DAW if there's anything that Cubase cannot do, right? So Cubase can do pretty much everything out there except a certain thing, right? Like for some drill bits, the 808 slides is kind of hard to do within the Cubase sampler track, right? So even though if I can manage to do it, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'd rather just open FL Studio as a VST and then just work with it, all right? And then just program my nodes, and then I render the audio, and then I just exit or close the FL Studio. So that's the second reason that I use FL Studio. Okay, the third reason I use FL Studio is that FL Studio is free for lifetime, right? So there's no other DAW, if I'm not wrong, except for Logic Pro, that gives free lifetime. However, Logic, there is a limitation they have a lot of limitation. For instance, if you're using Intel processor, you cannot upgrade to a certain version of Logic Pro and stuff like that. But that's not the case with FL Studio. So if you have FL Studio, you can just update every time there's a new update, right? So that is really cool. So I'm happy that I don't have to keep on upgrading every time there is a new update, right? So thank you, FL Studio, for giving us this. So I really appreciate that, right? But the cons of using FL Studio is this. This is the same as any other DAW that I've used besides Cubase. The stability is not as good as Cubase. So the FL Studio crashes. It's not stable. However, it's not as bad as Studio One. And I'm not going to be doing the whole project in FL Studio. I've never done that actually. So like I said, these are the 3 reasons that I use FL Studio. First is that I work with a lot of younger artists and they all like to use FL Studio. But some of the artists that works with me now want to use Cubase because of the thing that Cubase can do, right? So yeah. And the second reason was that I can open FL Studio as VST and I can do my production within Cubase. I don't have to necessarily open FL Studio separately to do my work. The third is it's free for lifetime. So that's enough. That's more than enough reason for me to use FL Studio. So if you guys want to learn more about FL Studio and how I use FL Studio with Cubase, I'm happy to make videos for you guys. Alright? So that's it for today, guys. If you guys find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody you know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.